Yo, welcome to the channel. I appreciate you all for tuning back in and supporting your boy. In this video, we're going to break down the $2.2 million tax refund that Tiffany Henyard wants to do for township homeowners. Now, this is interesting because politics is all about one thing, especially during election season: making promises and then coming back around and breaking promises, or breaking promises and making them one way, inverse, whatever. It's all about people trying to see what they can do to get the votes, because everybody want to secure their power, everybody want to secure their bag. So we're going to check out a video that breaks down the numbers behind it. But to get a full view, sometimes we got to piece things up so we can see the full perspective. We have to rewind a little bit to see what Tiffany Henyard wanted to do with taxes for homeowners in the township. That look back is going to give us a little bit of clarity when we look forward to what she's doing now. And I'm gonna just be honest, I think, hey, co-counsel, everybody who watched this channel and probably who is interested or knows what's going on with this story, I think we all saw what it was. It was a finesse, it was a grift, because it's election season. So she was trying to find any way possible to get people, to kind of coerce people, nudge them over to get the vote. And it's funny because she's not on the damn ballot anyway. So let's go ahead, dive into the video. Remember, this is the look back to what she wanted to do with taxes. Then we're going to fast forward to her $2.2 million finesse, in my personal opinion, that she's talking about now. Let's dive in.
Got a controversy over a tax proposal in the south suburbs. Some lawmakers are questioning whether the money will be spent properly.
Thornton Township trustees expressing concerns about that proposal moving forward. Dane Placco joining us live with what is giving them pause. Dane?
Yeah, a large group of South suburban mayors have now banded together to urge their constituents to vote no on a referendum that would give Thornton Township and its controversial supervisor, Tiffany Henyard, nearly $3 million in new funding. How many of the villages do you think are opposed to this?
The majority of them.
All of them.
Bro on the left was like, all of them.
All of them.
All the ones that signed.
This afternoon, we met with the mayors of Markham, Homewood, and East Hazelcrest, who are among 11 South suburban mayors who signed that letter urging their residents to vote no to giving Thornton Township more money. It comes in the form of a referendum on next week's primary ballot that asks taxpayers whether they support a 0.15% property tax increase for the township that would go for mental health services. If approved, it would raise nearly $3 million in new taxes, roughly $200 a year for a home worth $200,000.
Okay, so she wants to, remember, to look back, she wants to raise property taxes about $200 a year for a $200,000 home, and for a $200,000 home. So this is actually interesting because she's going to take a pivot. The issue here was like, yo, you're raising that money for what you say is a good cause, but we don't believe you. You need more people, is what all the other mayors are saying.
But the mayors say Thornton Township Supervisor Tiffany Henyard has not explained exactly how that money will be spent. And they point to our reporting on Henyard's spending, both as Township Supervisor and as the mayor of Dalton, including thousands of dollars for trips out of town, using police for a personal security detail, massive amounts of credit card spending, and public tax dollars funneled into a charity in her own name.
That would be something that my constituents would ask me, is that, Mayor, can you explain what this is about? And we would communicate about that.
Do you know what it's about?
No, I don't.
How much money is going to actually be generated? Where's the mental health facility going to go? And what actually are they going to do? She's never communicated to any mayor that I'm aware of. And that's really our concerns is, what is she going to do with this pot of money that she's going to get?
Now, there are a total of 17 suburbs within Thornton Township. As we mentioned, at least 11 of the mayors of those.
Okay, so now that we know what was going on back in the day, a year and some change ago, hey, she wanted to increase taxes on homeowners for a mental health facility, but there was no real guidance on what was going to go to the facility, where it would be, how the money would get spent. Most people speculated that she's probably going to finesse that extra money, that 3 point some odd million, into her hand. Now we're going to take a look at what she's proposing now, because it's election year and she needs the votes amongst all of the bad press. And again, shout out to a channel. It's called Just Doing Nails. Dope channel that has a lot of Tiffany Henyard content. So if you're interested, go by, check it out, and let her know that DFD sent you over there. So let's go ahead and check out the ultimate breakdown of how this $2.2 million is actually nothing. And it's not nothing. It's actually a nominal amount, a very small amount, which actually corroborates what we all believed in the first place, that, yo, this isn't about helping people. This is trying to do something to make it look like you're giving back at a time when you actually need votes. And we're going to take a look at when a give back of taxes for property was done and how the previous individual did not do it during an election year. So it was a little bit more genuine. It was done to actually help people as opposed to entice people to get your ass down to the polls. Let's check it out.
No, is I put it on the agenda several different times to give you residents a property tax refund. Property tax refund. You know we got surplus over here at Thornton Township. I've been saying this since day one. We got over $4.2 million in the GA fund.
Now, she's been talking about a surplus. At this point, it was 4.2. At another point, I think she said it was $9 million. I don't think anybody's seen any paperwork, but that's a whole nother story and a whole nother potential fabrication that we'll break down at a later date.
In the GA fund, I am giving away $2.2 million to all residents throughout Thornton Townships that are homeowners.
So you guys, a couple of things. And this is kind of where Tiffany Henyard sabotaged herself. Okay, as we can see, she was here live on Facebook at 2:03 p.m. Okay, we're running her mouth. And then she went to do an interview after that, and no telling how long that took. And then she made her little butt to the caucus. So I guess getting to the caucus was like the last on her list, which once again, like I said before, if it's something that was so important to her, that should have been at the top of her list. She should have been there. She could have been streaming live on Facebook from the caucus. Like I said, the child gets in her own way. Okay. But another thing I also wanted to point out. So we heard her talk about the 100% tax refund, whatever extravaganza, right? But there's a commenter on her page who said this: "Wake up, people. She's only giving you a tax refund because it's election year. We also know that you're only going to end up getting about $20 per family, because once you split that money between everybody, you're not going to get much." And this is so true, because what Tiffany is saying, that she's giving out $2.2 million to all homeowners, okay? So with that information, I wanted to know how many homeowners are actually in Thornton Township. So since we do live in the age of Google, I went ahead and looked up the census reporter. All right, and I was able to figure out that there are 65,744 number of housing units in the township. And of those, owner occupied are 63%. And so according to my calculations, there are 41,418 homeowners in Thornton Township. So the next, I divided that 2.2 million by the 41,418 homeowners and came up with a whopping $53 per household.
$53 per household. Bruh. That's why she, I mean, hey, I'm not saying, hey, you definitely don't want to be like, I'm giving everybody who owns a home $53. Like, nah, that shit'll be crazy. So she probably is doing the right thing saying $2.2 million for homeowners, but it breaks down to a nominal amount. I think this further goes to show that this is actually a finesse to try to entice people to come vote amidst all the bad news, all the bad reporting, all the drama, all the spending, all of the preliminary reports being done by investigatory persons. It's just absolutely ridiculous. We called it when we first heard about it that it was kind of a election vote grift. But hey, shout out to Just Doing Nails. She breaks the numbers down. $53 per household is what it breaks down to. Would you vote for Tiffany Henyard for $53? No. Would you vote for Tiffany Henyard for $100? Would you pay $100 to secure your vote against Tiffany Henyard? But let's go and finish checking out this video. Great video, great breakdown. Make sure y'all go check out Just Doing Nails.
Yes, that's how much they'll be getting. And she's advertising it like it's going to be this 100% tax refund extravaganza. Okay. The crazy thing about this is that the former supervisor, Frank Zuccarelli, also did this. The difference in him doing it is that he didn't use it as a campaign pitch, okay? He just posted it online, let the residents know, hey, this is what you're going to get. It's not going to be much. It's going to be about $50 per household, but at least it's something, and we decided to go ahead and give it back to you. But once again, Tiffany Henyard uses everything, the town's resources, the food bank, everything as a campaign pitch.
Yo, that was actually a great video. She did a great job breaking it down and breaking the numbers down. $53. Tiffany Henyard thinks she can finesse the constituents, the residents of the Thornton Township to go down to the polls, vote for her again for another 4 years for $53 damn dollars. I'm happy and excited that I know for a fact from the folks in my comments and my live streams who stay in the area, I know that they aren't falling for that finesse. I know that a lot of people are tired of her. After what we saw at the caucus, hey, keep your $53. Like, folks would rather pay $53 to get rid of you. You want to talk about raising money for the township? They might raise a shitload of money. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Hey, and if you enjoyed this content, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, share button, join, become a channel member, and check out the content on the screen. There's going to be more content related to attorney reactions.